right, welcome to. All right, I'm the flatratemaster. What's going on? How's everybody doing? We are live. Carl, what's going on? How is the communist state of California? Joe Mama, what's going on? How is everybody doing tonight? Snow air first. Oh, I ought to delete the comment just so other people can go first. It's funny. I haven't gotten a lot of comments about the beard in my videos recently. Nobody's asked about it really. Gearhead, what's going on? Seth, what's up? But longtime viewers will know when my wife is not home, I grow a beard. I don't shave. So unfortunately, my wife is in Texas because her father's in the hospital. So that's why the beard is I don't shave. But that's why the scruff. And it used to be a lot more black than it was. But he's doing better. Fortunately, while my wife was there, she got COVID. So did her mother-in-law, her stepmom. Not the mother-in-law that lives with us, the stepmom that is married to her husband. Fur face Embry, yeah. Sup, A. Murray, Scotty, what's going on? Yeah, fur face. But, strumming and wrenching. Hey, what's up? Billy Goat Beard. I joke about it, but I've been able to grow a full beard since I was like 17, 16. My son, who is 18, has a full beard. And for I think 18 to 21, I had a Grizzly Adams beard. Tools and tech with Mike. How's the job prospects looking like? I've got a job. I'm good on that. But yeah, my 18-year-old son has a full beard. Looks like me too. I mean, looks identical to me when I was his age. So I literally have a mini me. Scotty says he prefers to be clean shaven, too much work to maintain a beard. The thing is I don't grow it very long, so generally it's not hard to maintain. I just don't shave. Once the wife is coming back, then I'll shave, and then it's back to my normal protocols for shaving. But yeah, no. But you're not going to see me growing a humble mechanic type beard. No, I'm not doing that. One, let's be honest. The wife ain't gonna let me do anything with her, if you know what I mean. So that's why one of the reasons why I get shaved. Oh. And I'll joke a little bit here. This is a gift my daughter gave me on my birthday. Tools and tech, yes. But there's kind of a funny story about that. Me and my daughter took a trip to Nashville, a couple weeks before I got a really long vacation, and we jokingly called it the Flowers and Boobies tour. We went to a bunch of antique stores. I think I've told this story on stream before, but like every antique store we got, there was boobs, and every time we were driving anywhere, Miley Cyrus Flowers came on XM, so we listened to it constantly. Scotty, work on anything cool lately? I've got a Hyundai Tiburon that's got a broken timing belt, 2.7 interference engine, waiting to see what the customer wants to do. Fun. I mean, not car related. I haven't really, nothing real interesting. I've got server behind me, which has been, always fun. Art Lopez, what's going on? Trucker Drew, double-edged or straight razor, 4 blades or whatever. I don't do straight razors. My skin is too sensitive. I will break out like a mother if I'm too rough on it. Joe Mama, what you talking about, Joe Mama? Glenn, what's going on? What's the gray stuff on my face? I told the story before you got here, but my wife is in Texas. Her dad's in the hospital. And, when my wife travels, I don't shave. Because the only reason I shave is my wife. Because I hate shaving. So, and the gray stuff is because I'm old. Time keeps a marching on. Embry, I was just tuning my 71 Chevelle 468. Cool. Good. How you doing, Glenn? Trying to make a living in this world. Did you buy anything cool at that auction? Forgot to ask you on Facebook. Lackland Ox, hopefully. And to keep the ladies away. Art Lopez, how did you learn how to use a Pico scope? I've never used one or heard one until I started watching FRM or Eric O. I know how to use a scope. I've known how to use a scope for a long time. I've owned the older Modus. Once you know how to use a scope, it's not really that hard to transition to different software, hardware things. But a lot of my more advanced scope knowledge has come from Scanner Danner and then taking classes, honestly, by way smarter people than me. Brandon Steckler, Albin Moore. There's just a bunch, Wally, Moran, just a bunch of different classes I've taken over the years, pre-internet, and then Scanner Danner, and then guys like, Erico, Ivan, of course, Keith, Fazio, everybody like that. But yeah, it was just a transition for me from Snap-on scopes, because I still have a Veris Edge scope, and then I just transitioned to the Pico. It's just getting used to the different software, which is a little bit of a learning curve compared to the Snap-on, because the setup's different and how you set up. Snap-on, you have to have the time base set perfectly. Pico, once you capture it, you can go in and out all you want. Harold, do you have a small workshop for a few private jobs? No. No, I got a garage that my wife's car sits in. That's about it. Scotty Frazier, LOL, don't remind me. I'm 27 yet my body feels much older than that. The industry is constantly reminding me that I'm not 17 anymore. Um, yeah, unfortunately, it is hard on the body. Michael Crawley, so I'm currently a bike mechanic and I'm trying to transition to the automotive world. Do you think it's better to apply to a dealer shop or an independent shop? Um, Getting your foot in the door in automotive, if you can get an independent shop to hire you with the experience you have as a motorcycle technician, um, you're probably better off going that route. If you have trouble getting an independent shop to hire you, I would go more towards the dealer world just to get your foot in the door because they're more likely to hire you with no automotive experience, push you through the quick lane. But if you can get in an independent shop, I would definitely go that route. Never been to Glenn Ozstars Cars. Check them out on YouTube. Never been to a Ritchie Brothers auction. They are worldwide. How to Automotive. What's up to the Glenn, the producer? Bernie Thompson. Yes, I've taken some of his classes. Um, I took his classes after the internet and all that. So brilliant guy. Timothy, what's going on? Brian, the creator. Oh, that's funny. By the way, I'm glad your wife likes your beard, Glenn. Not gonna read that comment on live, but I mean, I could sit here and name people on IATN that I learned a lot from back in the day. Internet pre YouTube. You know, Utah Trucker, what's up? Hey from Georgia, on air host. Hey, I've done some live broadcasts. Okay, not as producer, not as on air, but obviously not YouTube. But I've done some contract work, live streaming events and running the cameras and the live stream and all that. It's very stressful. That is a weird bug. Or my eyes are going nuts, but text in the chat on my end is mixed up. Huh, that was interesting. Live chat, okay. Turbro, what's an affordable brand with decent quality hand tools? I'm trying to save money. Have some tools to work on cars while I save up to buy Snap-on to replace the cheap tools. Gear wrench, Milwaukee are good too for sockets and ratchets. The gear wrench are the same design as Matco as far as the teeth design on the 88. Um, Quality is obviously, you know, let me rephrase that, Chinese made. So quality is probably not as good as the US ones, but sockets are good. The wrenches are good. You got Tecton, you got Capri, you've got Vim for Torx, triple squares, all that kind of good stuff. You've got the, German brands, Gedora, Koken, Japanese brand. There's tons of stuff out there that you can buy that you never even have to go snap on. The Carlisle wrenches, a friend of mine recently has been replacing lost snap-on wrenches with Carlisle from Napa. There's a lot of good tools out there, so you don't have to go to the tool truck brands. Gray Pneumatics, Sunex, there's just tons of stuff out there. Nowadays we have a lot more choices than we did back when I was a young lad getting into this business. Sup from New Jersey. Yeah, Stars, I produce a little of this and a little of that. You produce a lot of trouble there, Glenn. And we both know it. Astro, Embry, yeah. You misspelled it, but yeah, Astro. Scotty Frazier, I just recently found out my Mac dealer has a set that's both a puller and installer for harmonic balancers. Needless to say, I ordered it. LOL. Yeah, Alstar, I kind of got that. GIE Auto, are you still a contributor to P10? I have not heard anything from them in a pre-getting fired. I don't know what the heck they probably, their media coordinator, whatever, probably moved on again. The person that set me up before I came on board, she left, and then somebody else took their place after she left. So there was a gap in that, and I don't know. I haven't heard from anybody. They haven't really been sharing my content. It doesn't look like they're sharing anybody's content as far as that kind of stuff. So I have no idea what they're doing. ISO Top Done Phoenix Light 2. What's your opinion on them? It's a launch tool, so it's going to be good. How to have a good one. Brian, take it easy. Timothy Newman, FRM, I recently found out the service director of my dealership keeps all of the shop's budget that we don't use, and I'm told it's a relatively common practice, but seems kind of sketch. It would have to be in his bonus program. If it's not in his particular pay plan, if he's got budget left over, he can't just steal it. If he's just taking it, that would be embezzlement. If it's part of his pay plan, that it'd be perfectly legal. I've never heard that before, so I don't know exactly how common it is, but it'd have to be written into his pay plan. Yeah, Oz. Yeah, I'm a bad influence. Yeah, we know. Utah Tucker, does Carlisle make anti-slip wrenches like the Precision Torque from Mac? They do. They very much do. Again, I've not used them specifically, but a friend of mine that is very knowledgeable swears by them. He basically has sworn off buying snap-on wrenches and is buying those. So take that for what it's worth. Margot, what's something you wish you would have done sooner in the auto industry? Change jobs. I mean, that's the big one for me right now. That's the one that stands out. Is I wish I'd have gotten out of that shop much earlier. Val, what's going on? And since you said something, take better care of my hearing. I mean, a lot of people complain about how they, hurt and all that. I generally have been pretty good about, other than my knees, which have hurt since I was 15 years old. They've always hurt. they lock up on me if I sit in the same position for very long. If you ever seen me sitting in like an auditorium or like that, I kind of fidget with my legs a lot, because if I am stuck in one position too long, my knees are incredibly pissed off. But I don't have back problems. I have some arthritis in my hands, but that's could be just age, getting old. But I generally don't have too many physical problems. It's because I've done my best to work as ergonomically as possible. But I have done a good bit of damage to my hearing. So that's the other thing. Renegade, what's going on? Scotty just passed his auto trans and electrical test yesterday. Just 3 more tests, and I'm master certified on paper anyways, LOL. Well, congratulations. It's still an accomplishment. Scotty, Snow Hair, are you going to be foreman at the next shop you work at, or are you going to take it easy? Snow Hair, I'm going to take it easy. Shop foreman positions aren't as commonly available. And a lot of times they're come with a lot of BS that just not worth it. Like a friend of mine used to work as a foreman at Subaru dealership, and he did a lot more than work on cars, and yeah, no. Nathan Chavez, do you think there are any service managers out there that will stands up for the tech, I'm guessing, or are they too worried about keeping their jobs and increasing profit for the owner? Yes, there are service managers or service writers and managers that will stand up for the techs. They're pretty rare, though. Most times their main priority, everybody in this world is selfish when it comes down to it, and they're more concerned about their paycheck, basically. So a lot of times they won't. I mean, that's I got fired basically for standing up for trying to make sure other people got a paycheck, and it cost me mine. So there's something to be thought about there anyway. When I visited Atlanta last summer, I was driving and recognized your toolbox one night. I was kind of excited, huh? Yeah, well, it was right on a main road, and if you look through the windows, you could see it, especially the way he had it lit up every night. Stars, I've seen you I've seen me. Star said he's seen me in some compromising positions. I'm sure Brian. He has the video. Yeah, Timothy Newman. Yeah, it's a bonus type thing. It seems like he would try to shortchange the shop or something. Thought, to be fair, he did put me in charge of ordering shop supplies, so I guess it's on me. Yeah, I mean, if you've got budget left, make sure you maximize it. Don't be wasteful, but make sure, you're screwing his budget, But yeah, if you've got budget, spend it on what you need. Yeah, Gearhead School, I agree with the hearing. Didn't use ear protection when I should. Ringing is getting bad, kids. Wear hearing protection. Yes, wear hearing protection. Glenn Ozstar, I have tinnitus pretty bad myself, and I like saying that word. And he just got me to say it live. Gordon Freeman, yeah, today we lost a assistant service manager and nobody misses him. Kevin Brewer, have you ever worked 410s in the automotive industry? Yeah, and then took Friday off, but that wasn't the shop schedule. I just took Friday off. Almost every place I've worked is 9 hours plus an hour lunch. So, 9 hours, 4 days a week, and then taking a actual day off. But I've never worked at a shop that had a 4-day schedule. No. ISO Piedmont Road. Yep. Hung like Bigfoot. I like 410s, but they just got rid of them. Might switch to another trade. All shops should help with providing tools. It's BS. Oz, I dropped my phone. Okay, I was trying to get my phone back. I mean, the rest of the second part of the video is worse. So, just saying. And of course, Brian would film that. My Hung like Bigfoot says all shops should help with providing tools. Special tools should be provided by the shop. I 100% agree with that. You should be providing sockets and wrenches and disconnect tools and stuff like that. The shop should be providing ball joint presses, all the test equipment, etc., but they almost never do. So, Kevin Brewer, do you think you could be as productive in a 4 days work schedule? Yes. Yeah. Most of my money at the old shop was made Monday through Thursday. Friday was a cleanup day. Friday was dealing with whatever came in and knocking out, finishing up jobs that were still, from Thursday or the rest of the week. So yes, I could definitely be as productive. Because that really what I wanted Fridays for was cleaning up and dealing with whatever came in on Fridays. Built by Scum, can you register a top done in auto auth? I'm not 100% sure. You can launch, so I would assume top done, but I don't know for sure. Yeah, Ozstar, it is worse. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, GIE Auto, don't be too proud, protect the knees. Let the chatterboxes walk around with a cane in their old age. Yeah, that's why I had knee pads at every bay. There was a knee pad on every lift post in my bays. There has been for years at least a knee pad in my cart or whatever, but I've had a knee pad for many years. Timothy Newman, the flat rates at my shop do 313s on 2 shifts, hourlies 410s. If it works for you, I don't know if I'd want to be at one place for 13 hours, but more power to you. Rich, speaking of toolbox being seen from road, have you passed up great opportunities in the ghetto due to possible theft? I certainly have. Knowing where the ghettos are, I'm not applying to those shops. A friend of mine works in the ghetto, and crackheads are a daily occurrence at that shop, and I don't want to be in that area because I know the clientele. His clientele is a little different. They're usually a little higher end than that, but they don't live in that area generally. Oh, Oz, Glenn. We know that's not true. We've seen it. Scotty Frazier, I just bought a kneeling pad to keep next to my toolbox and wish I'd done it sooner. Yes. I mean, obviously with my knee problems, it's a bigger issue for me. You know, there's like if I kneel on a certain part of my knee on concrete, it's like somebody shoving a knife into my knee. So, yeah, take care of your body. Embry, I appreciate it. You know, hit the thumbs up. Embry, just an FYI, it's 14 likes. I have the live number. But I appreciate it. Dealerships have to deal with drug addicts every day because of recalls. I'm not even gonna go which way you thinking on that one. You know, I'm not gonna say, you know, this industry drives abuses of certain substances, but it does tend to, and I've worked with a couple meth heads now, unfortunately. Actually, no, I'm worked with 3. That's really sad that I've worked with 3 meth heads. 2 no, all 3 confirmed. No, I'm sorry. I've worked with 4 meth heads. One got arrested for the possession of meth. So yeah. Scotty Frazier, yeah, LOL. Some of these cars make me want to seriously start drinking. Yeah. Trust me, I've wanted to shove them in neutral and push them out onto the main road on, you know, just can't fix or whatever. Stars, enjoy any good cigars lately? Dang, they're getting pricey for the good stuff. Yes, they are. Yeah, I've had a Padron 64, smoking my regular stuff. Nothing real special as of late. Just haven't ordered anything really good. I've got Padron 64s in the humidor. So, have you smoked anything good? Because I'm no longer, because you know, like I'd want to pick up some cigars for the weekend. I know everybody at a cigar shop right down the road from the old shop, so I'd go there, pick up some stuff Friday afternoon, and head home. And you know they're hang out, talk to them, whatever. Well, the prices in Buckhead for those the same cigars, the shop that's by my house is way more expensive. Like way more expensive. Like a cigar that I buy online is like $8. At the place in Buckhead is like 12. It's 16 at that store. It's like, dear God, no. So, SC, what do you think about going the European route? I work on Europeans. It's no big deal. European cars can make you some money. Jason Elsley, you're totally right about the R1234 machine being slow AF. Yes, it is. It trust me. You want to make sure you hit all the buttons? Make sure you hit all the buttons before you walk away. Because one of the worst things I've done is go, yeah, fill, and then you don't hit the second yes, and it just sits there. Gordon Freeman, one guy at my place came in drunk, drove a customer's car. He was sent home. I've never had anybody I worked with drunk on the job. I've worked with a few people that probably weren't drunk, but probably would have showed up on a breathalyzer and definitely a blood test. You know, I don't know how many people here have dealt with alcoholics, but they perpetually smell like alcohol even when they haven't been drinking because it just comes out of their pores. So, but I've never actually worked with anybody that was, came to the job actually drunk. So, Kayla, subject tonight is whatever people want to talk about. I mean, I was talking about meth heads a minute ago. Yeah, I having gone to that store basically since it opened, I don't think they have a direct distributor for any of their cigars. I think they are buying them from a third party distribution. I don't think they're direct customers of any of their cigar brands, honestly. Because they're not a Drew Estate signature, whatever the heck, Drew Estate cigars. You have to be a certain kind of store, sell so much to get, the Liga line, and they have Liga. So I think they are buying through a distributor, and I don't think they're getting them direct, is what I'm saying. So it's just, be cheaper for me to drive into Buckhead and shop there. Rich Thumb, by the way, most truck shops are in the ghetto, but I feel like the customers really back out of repair due to the need to get back on the road quickly. Yeah, I mean, truck repair shops usually have to be in heavy industrial areas, which are generally going to be put in the ghetto. So, Country Casanova, I'm a detailer in a body shop, hourly $15 an hour. Well, work hard and move your way up. Matt Fanslow, what you doing, Matt? 15% of so of the general public use drugs and or alcohol. Men are more likely than women. 96% of the profession is men, so it's higher. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I didn't want to say that, Kaylee, but Country Casanova lost a tire on the turnpike driving a customer's car to our other store. That sucks. Caleb, I got 40 hours an hour flat rate, and now I'm on commission making even more. Nice. Accidentally backed a car off a jack stand. He's not a tech. I mean, yeah, he said he was a detailer, but still, you can make that flipping burgers. But Jason, I did a brake job while waiting for that machine to finish. LOL, it was brutal. Yes, yeah, it sucks. I mean, there's just no way around it. Those machines, by government mandate, are slow. They have to do a refrigerant test. They have to test the machine. They have to do the first initial vacuum. Then they have to do the second. It's government mandated. They can't speed it up. I mean, I fixed entire cars while I was waiting for that machine to finish. Foxbox 923. Never make the same mistake twice. I'm a plumber, and one time we hit a gas line while digging with heavy equipment. Yeah. Unfortunately, I've seen that in person. I was not involved in the digging. I was just going, oh, crap. That's gas. Hopefully that didn't max out the volume. James Legato, ever fix Walmart Auto Center screw ups? Because I've seen Walmart put wrong size tires on cars, leave oil drain plugs loose Forget to balance wheels when doing tires. James, I got a story for you. I worked for Challenger Lifts as a regional sales manager. I went into a brand new store in Tennessee and had to train the entire staff on how to lift cars. Now, my job was to go there and verify all the equipment was installed correctly, worked properly. No, I wound up having to train the staff. Fast forward about 4 months later, I worked with a brand new American Tire distributor salesman who used to work for John Bean. He had to train them on how to do tires. He asked them where they worked before. And it was a hilarity of housewares, Waffle House, McDonald's. None of the people that worked at that auto center had ever worked on cars before. So there's reasons Walmart has problems. But I've never actually done any repairs for Walmart. I've done repairs for other oil change places for oil drain plugs left out, wheels left loose, all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, DB, you got to start somewhere. Flat rate detailing is a fire job, Kayla. Matt, checking out what one of my favorite people has to say. I appreciate you stopping by, Matt. Kayla, LOL, meth is bad, okay? I get KY training from Scotty Kilmer. Yeah, okay. Gordy Freeman, the 123 machine is still faster than the tech stream, which will be replaced by GTS. I've only ever used a bootleg version of TechStream that my old boss insisted was a genuine TechStream, even though it was not allowed to connect to the internet. It was faster and easier to use just Snap-on because the programming didn't work, etc., etc. So, but I've never used actual TechStream because we never really had a use for it at that shop. Country Casanova has seen a number of cars come in for the catalytic converter theft rings. Oh, I can't tell you. I mean, I had one. We had a string of E350 vans at a shop I used to work at where they cut $5,000 catalytic converters off because it's 4 of them, cut every O2 sensor wire, and because it was at a fleet shop, it was brand new catalytic converters from Ford, and we did I think a dozen of them. They had to hire security for their lot because they kept getting hit. DB, when you got to train them on how to use a lift, yeah. Yeah, Scotty, love me some Waffle House. DB, yeah, they don't need to be in a shop. I mean, everybody's got to start somewhere. But you got to have somebody that knows what the hell they're doing. And nobody in that particular shop did. Like I've went to one Walmart that was a store moving, and the manager of the department was a retired tech that went back to work for Walmart. So he could direct them. Timothy, yeah, Walmart provides all tools. You're not allowed to bring your own tools in. Coworker of mine actually worked at a TLE tire lube center, and got fired for stealing tires because was taking like two of the old junk tires off the pile and taking them home to put on his car because he was a broke kid going to tech school. He got fired from that job for that. Country Casanova, my dad has his own auto glass business. He has had cars come to him after a safe light screw up. I'm not even surprised. We had a couple safe light screw ups come to the shop that were leaking into modules. So strumming and wrenching, my dealership is like a government job, so hard to get fired unless you fail a drug test or say the wrong thing to an employee or a customer. I had a fellow looby who always have loose drain plugs. Yeesh. And he still ain't got fired. Jeez. I mean, Jason, Walmart Tire Center is pretty much out of business. Well, you got Canadian Tire up there, so. Honda Doc, what's going on? Scotty, really? Ohio DOT trucks are getting cat thefts? Them people got some cojones. Strumming and wrenching, I hold a full ASCG1 cert and C1 service advisor test cert, but still my dealership won't give me a chance to be an advisor. Gonna quit that place by the new year. I mean, you gotta do what's best for you, man. I mean, if you want to be a service writer, you're gonna have to find some place that's gonna hire you as a service writer. So. DB, somebody needs to teach these tire techs at a local shops how to use a torque wrench. Gee, yeah, and actually know how to thread lug nuts onto studs, into hubs, lug bolts. But yeah, Ugga is yeah. Just keep Ugga until it stops, and they keep going. Glenn, it's more than a couple Ugga. Let me tell you, when I got to break out the 3/4 inch impact to take a lug nut loose, it's tight. You can never, Rich says, you can never get past working the lube rack at a dealer and be a rock star at a Walmart. You can be a manager, man. You can be a TLE manager if you've got that experience. Scotty, what do you prefer, clicker or digital torque wrench? I currently own both. I own both. I prefer, for precision torquing, the electronic ones. I've got the 1/4 inch, the 3/8, and the 1/2 inch from Snap-on. Got a Mac one from Snap-on, or also another one from Mac. For like tire clicking, for tires, I want a split beam. I don't want a electronic, because I'm not using a $600, $700 torque wrench to torque wheels. So I use a split beam. DB, more and more cars coming these days. Customer complaint is my car's making noise. I just had tires put on a few days. I put some tires on. I didn't sell them. I test drove it because I was doing some other work, but it was like brakes and some other stuff, and then tires and alignment. And I drove the car, and I thought all of a sudden it had a wheel bearings going out on it. It was that the tires were that were that noisy. But no, it was just the tires. Loose tires, loose wheels, all sorts of fucked up shit. But, you know, tons of stuff. I mean, it's amazing, some of these tire shops. Lewis Corden, I passed my electrical HVAC, brake, suspension, ASEs. Next one I'm taking end of the month is engine repair. Any tips for the remainder? Are they hard? I've never thought ASE tests were that hard, except the L1. Engine repair is going to be a lot of measuring stuff, knowing how to read a micrometer, bore gauge. It's going to be a lot of engine rebuilding type stuff, which is kind of outdated because most people don't do that kind of stuff. But it's going to be a lot of that kind of thing as far as last time I recertified. Country Casanova recently learned if a tech is married to an insurance adjuster, that adjuster is not allowed to look at cars in that shop. Yeah, it's conflict of interest. That's not even uncommon. If you have any association with a company via marriage, family, or whatever, it's a conflict. Because let's be honest, people are people, and they'll kind of try to screw people. They'll take advantage. So that's just why. Nathan, I feel like in the near future, cars won't be worth fixing anymore out of warranty. People will lease them or get a new one every year or so, like we do now with cell phones. I mean, it's a possibility. I doubt it'll go that far, but I think electric cars are definitely going more towards that model of rental. You know, that's what a lease is basically a rental. DB click type for most everything. I like the split beam, the beam type torque wrench. I mean, personal preference. I like the electronic, especially for torque angle. You know, turn that thing, and you know when it beeps, you're done. If you got to ratchet back, you're good. No big deal. Country Casanova, I will admit, our shops does have pizza parties. It's not, you know, the thing about it is like pizza parties are they're they don't fix anything. They don't. It's a well established fact that most people don't care really that much about having a pizza party. It's just who cares. And so it's not an effective management tool for what they're trying to do. And that's why I did that video. But, you know, Scotty Fraser, you picked a fine time to leave me, loose wheel. There's a story of my mother, father, and grandmother walking down the Vegas Strip, singing that Kenny Rogers song, drunk as hell, after Las Vegas shut down many, 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 many years before I was born. So every time I hear that song, I think of that story. GIE Auto. As I recall, the shop manager is required to test all shop employees on equipment. This includes the proper use of PPEs. Always a good policy. Everybody could use reinforcement of the proper use of personal protection equipment. Did I really, Gordon? Okay. I try not to. I try to edit those out, but you know, occasionally I do have a beep button, but you know, whoops. Jason LC, if you need to break out the blue wrench to remove a lug nut, it's been torqued way too tight. LOL. Yeah, I've had most of the time my Milwaukee will just break them. If not, the 3/4 Ingersoll Rand definitely will break them. That's usually what I do. The worst part is when they've over tightened it so much that when you go to loosen it, it rips the splines out of the stud and it just spins. That's the worst because you just kind of have to figure out how to get that sucker out of there. And it sucks. DB, good night. Have a good one. Oh, fun. Dogs playing in the mud. Rich, for someone who always uses Fluke, would you trust the Matco multimeters? I'm trying to get tools together for my son. Matco is same meter for the money. I want to say I don't remember who makes them. I mean, obviously Matco doesn't make them, but I want to say they're Auto Diagnostics or something. I forget who makes them, but it's a good brand. So yeah, I would trust them. I would replace the leads with the Pomona Fluke leads, just because almost everybody's leads are garbage. They usually don't spend that much money. They put out a nice DVOM, but the leads usually are junk, short, brittle, fail pretty quickly. So Matt, it'd have to be a pretty crappy meter to not be able to trust it. Harbor Freight. I've seen people use those Harbor Freights, and yeah, I wouldn't trust them. Yeah, how to auto repair. I love my Snap-on. My Snap-on's up there. Scotty, I should be a songwriter. Oh, wait. Timothy Newman, appeasement pizza parties don't do much. Yes, it's been studied over and over and over again that it's not effective, and yet they still do it. I mean, most people like free pizza. The thing is, it doesn't accomplish what management wants it for. Is they're not doing it out of the goodness of their heart. They're doing it to try to placate the dumb masses. That was with an M, by the way. Country Casanova, have you ever been in a car with like 500 air fresheners? Yes. Black ice. Unfortunately, yes. I don't get that, but you know, I've worked on a bunch of Ubers. They all have the ghetto black ice air fresheners in there. They still smell like pot. You know, they don't cover up much. So, but yes, and usually if you see a pack like that much of air fresheners on the mirror, you know they ghetto. So. Country Casanova, yeah, I know mold too. Unfortunately, usually when I smell mold, it's in for a communication problem. So it usually makes it pretty easy to find where the problem is, if you know what I'm saying, because you know mold, water, electronics don't mix. Renegade, have a good one. Take it easy. Yeah, Jason, that is the worst when the stud spins in the hub. Well, I mean, it can be a nightmare getting those off. I mean, Bam Bam at the shop while I was on vacation, they sold a new wheel. I'll say that. He didn't care about torching the wheel. He just burned up the wheel and cut the nut off, and customer bought a new wheel. I don't agree with that, but That's not how I would have done it, but anyway. Well, for Gordon, well, if they do the pizza parties with Pizza Hut pizzas, they can at least make a statement they're cheap. I mean, at the shop, um, we had a pizza place up the road that they ordered from, and they were hit or miss, honestly, but they were better than Pizza Hut. So, for you young guys, pot equals weed. The ganja, the devil's lettuce. I call them stinky trees. Yeah. Yeah, if they're fresh, 9 times out of 10, they're all dead, but you know. Yeah, no, Country Casanova. I mean, walking out to a car, you see a stack of them like that, you gonna know they ain't buying nothing except what's broke. But yes, I've seen him on the gear shift. I've seen him on the handles to get in and out, stuffed in the door panels everywhere. I mean, just every place they could put them, they put them. Scotty, take it easy. Have a good one. Good luck on the remaining ASEs. Let me text my wife because she forgot I was live. You know, the wife that's still out of town. I know this is fascinating content. Country Casanova, dog hair, trash, food, the cars people live in. Um, trust me, we had one car that I swear the guy chained smoked 24/7 in that car. I mean, you got out of that car smelling like cigarette smoke. Like it sitting in the shop with the doors open, pre-air conditioning, the entire shop stunk like stale cigarettes. I mean, like, I've dealt with hoarders that literally the only place you could sit was in the driver's seat. I had to tell one lady that you're going to have to take it home and empty out this side so I can get to the fuse box because it was on the passenger side inner fender, inner kick panel, because I literally couldn't get to it. I mean, she had that customer had different chain smoker, but she had like cigarette butts everywhere. She had trash. How to auto repair going back to work in a shop, and man, shops are short techs all around. Yep. Oh yeah. They've kind of done it to themselves, GIE, take it easy. But yeah, no, shops have done it to themselves. Overpaying, not paying enough, screwing flat rate techs, screwing people over. I mean, it just is ridiculous how bad shops have gotten themselves into this problem by not, taking care of their employees. Jason LC, what's your take on getting ATIS adapters for wheel alignment, specifically hunter machines? ATIS is going to be a big thing, and it's, as Glenn says, it's a big liability. I mean, you are dealing with a safety system. So if you mess it up, you could be very liable. So I none of my family's cars have any sort of ADAS stuff. Cameras about it as far as backup cameras. But when you doing an ADAS calibration requires a good bit of training, having the right sensors and doing it right. Matt that's in the chat, they rented another building to do ADAS calibrations. Now, Matt's really smart and, can do that kind of stuff as far as the ADAS calibrations. They're not hard, but they need to be very precise. So it is a huge thing that techs are going to have to get trained on. So definitely something that, auto repair shops are going to have to adjust to. Oh God, quick wrench. Oh, I had to do an evap core on a smoker's car. Made big mistake of trying to clean up any possible mess I caused. Big mistake was smearing nicotine and tar everywhere. That's so nasty. Quick wrench tool junkie. ADAS equipment is expensive and takes up a lot of room and requires a lot of room because you have to have a way open space to be able to do it. Yeah, as Matt said, you need a wide space to be able to do it. I've talked about it at the shop. The only place at the old shop that they can do ADAS is to block the entire ingress exit of the lower shop, and they probably have to, close down that shop just to be able to do it. Yeah, Oz, it has to be level. It has to be, and you have to have the right lighting. It's a precise safety adjustment. Yeah, as for liability, we service brakes, so do it right and document. Yeah, I mean, if you know what you're doing and you do it right, it's like anything else in this industry, but you got to be able to do it right, and you got to have the right equipment, the right space. I don't honestly trust Hunter to provide that stuff. I mean, I don't think that's a good idea as far as the Hunter stuff. But yeah, the world's going to have to adjust. Jason, no, let me Matt can speak to this because they do a bunch of it for sublet, and I mean it can make you a lot of money. I know a lot of the mobile guys that do ADAS calibrations for body shops. They make bank on it, but you have to have a dedicated space that has enough room to be able to do it, and techs that can do it. But yeah, you can make bank on it. Glenn, you're a nut. But he probably will. I mean, you remember when Voltage Drop did that Toyota ADAS calibration target thing and he took it down because Toyota got pissed at him? But yeah, no, I'm sure Scotty will probably, it's Scotty, so he'll scream in one video, ADAS is stupid and yada, yada, yada. And then the next video, he'll be telling you how to do it. But yeah, Matt, many cows leave at $1,000. That takes an hour. it's multiple calibrations on one vehicle. Yeah, I mean, it's a moneymaker. You can definitely make money on ADAS if you have the space, the right equipment, etc. Yeah, that's why Hunter is getting into that business, is because some vehicles require calibration after a wheel alignment. Hence why Hunter's throwing an add-on kit out there so they can make some money. Francis Electrical. I've had a few fun moments when my vehicle was returned filthy, transmission fluid dropping off the exhaust, pipes were where they failed to check for leaks following transmission service. That just sucks. That's sloppy work. I mean, sometimes people make mistakes. Sometimes just happens. I mean, Redneck Man, West Virginia 99 says, how long has Scotty Kilmer been around? I don't know. He's like 180 and he's been working on cars for like 200 years. So I don't know. I mean, he used to say he had like 50 years experience working on cars and he was like 52. we know Scotty, Glenn. He would do that. He'd go, your ADAS stuff is broke. Glue some stuff over here and I'll fix it. And I'm sorry if that blew your eardrums out, but you know. Oh yeah, Matt. Yeah, no, it once everybody's doing it, nobody will make any money on it. Just like everything else. That's like when R1234YF was first coming out and very few people, like it was, early on we had to do some work on a Jeep and we had to remove the condenser and it was like $600 to do the service. And now the shop I used to work at charges $299 flat rate. That's filling everything. So Redneck, the masses have no clue. Yeah, no, they don't. Jason, vehicles are being allowed to think too much. Yep. Redneck Man, I don't know. I can't stand him. I cannot stand him. I know a lot of people watch him for the comedy, but I can't support anything he says, including him getting views. You know, people say things about me, but you know, I'm trying to help the industry. He's just burning it down. So I don't know. I don't know why he gets so many views. I mean, it's Scotty Kilmer has like 5 million subscribers. These are your worst customers. Yes. I mean, I type in Scotty and he's the first one to come up. Yep, 5.8 million subscribers. Oh, he's shutting down his business and moving again. I mean, he has almost 2.5 billion views. 2.5 billion views. Oh, gotta love people. Oh, Charles, no. I know a bunch of people that watch him for to laugh at him, but it's I can't. He talks so badly about this industry, and he just is horrible. Country Casanova, we do quite a bit of paint warranties with white Corollas, RAV4s. Yeah, I bet you do. It's good that they're warranting it, but he's like a lot of the popular spokespeople for given professions. He has little real clue. No, I mean, he really doesn't. Yeah, Ozstar, he's making bank. Yeah. Yeah, he's shutting down his shop again that he never had. Yeah, Matt. I mean, it's just, God, I can't, I hate what he does so much. What are your thoughts about the notion of trying to cheapen everything in society? And do you think this will come to a head in the auto industry? Until demand outstretches cheap people, it's never going to change. It's just going to get worse. As long as service managers, service writers are going for the cheapest part, that's what the part store is going to stock. I mean, how do we combat it? We price out quality parts and have the customers wait. It sucks for the customer to have to wait for a good part, but it's the only way. The only way is society has to pay for the premium. And I can't see the public doing that. Everybody wants it cheaper, cheaper, cheaper. Matt goes, how do you get up there with him? At least you're accurate. Or how do we get up here? Because, Matt has his podcast. If I knew that, I would be making that money, but I can't lie like that. I just can't lie. I mean, yeah, he is the clickbait master, but I mean, I can't tear down our industry like that for views. I mean, I don't, I mean, I know if I had big boobies and, was cute and a girl, well, I could get views that way, but I'm not, so I can't. I have no idea how the heck people watch him. I don't even understand that. Clickbait Master belongs to Lance Stewart. I don't know who that is. Redneck Man, luckily, that's not the way the industry is going. The industry is going higher wages, but I'm sure they're compensating in other ways, just saying. Uh, so luckily the industry is getting better at wages, but Glenn over at Ozstars Cars, I have almost 15 million views and was just able to buy a $5 box meal at Taco Bell. Yeah. Yeah. Think about how much money he's made. And he still screams at the camera like an idiot. Okay. Charles, I don't do cheap or cheaper, cheaper. I do quality. If I'm going to be 3 weeks, just 3 weeks. If you want to take it somewhere else, take it. Yeah. Jason, Dorman is crap anymore, and BWD always meant broke when delivered. Philippe, what's going on? Yeah, I can't. this industry has provided me and my family so much. And, you know, I've made a very good living doing it. I enjoy the fixing cars part about it, the diagnosing cars part about it. Some of the other stuff sucks, but, you know, there's lots of great stuff about this industry, and that's why I want to help it. I can't tear it down I can't tear it down to help it. And, you know, tearing it down is all it's going to do is hurt the industry. You know, I can do video after video for the general consumer talking crap about the auto repair industry and they'll eat it up, but it's not going to help our industry. All-Star Cars, I got some Daisy Dukes and a crop top. Views plummeted, LOL. Yeah, right back at you. Ain't nobody want to see me in a tank top. Redneck Man, basically, how do we not allow our trades value to be cheapened? I mean, it comes down to the shop owners really need to step up. And I know I got very ranty over the last, 4 months, but they have to step up, start paying us well, stop bad mouthing the industry to others, about other shops. They are the image of the industry, and they're the ones that really control how the public views us, because that's who they view. They don't see us in the shop. They see the guy in the polo shirt up front. So it really comes down to how they present the industry, just in the cleanliness of shops and stuff like that. They gotta step up. They have to be able to. Once technicians aren't going to be able to fix that. So that's who needs to fix it, is shop owners, dealers, etc. Yeah, Country Casanova, if you find a good shop, hold on to them for dear life. There's lots of good shops out there that'll treat you right. Um, you know, it's not as rare as people think, but a couple bad apples, just like anything else. Everybody got screwed once, and everybody that does that is a crook. So, Jason Boyce, yeah. How many times have we seen the cheaper repair costing twice as much in the long run? There was a discussion, and Matt was involved in it on Facebook, about overlaying communication wires. And his statement was, I didn't respond, but he was like, I do it for testing purposes, but it would never be a permanent repair, because there is gonna be other broken wires. And I got ate up when I talked about replacing a chassis harness on a Colorado, 4 broken wires in the harness. And I'm like, in order to fix it, I have to pull the harness out. The harness is only a couple $100, so I'm going to replace the harness. And like, people were, why didn't you just fix the wires? Because I'd had to charge more than the harness to do it. So there. But yeah, I mean, that's, I got lost from what I was talking about. But anyway, the cheaper repair is going to cost, because like that overlay, there's other broken wires that are about to break in that same place, and putting the overlay just put a band-aid on that problem, and it's just going to break in a different way. So it's going to come back. We're going to have to fix it the right way, or do another overlay, etc. Cost the customer 3 times as much as if you'd have fixed it right the first time. A rich thumb, I have mixed feelings about automotive shop owners groups. Somehow they need to work on pushing quality as well as they have with pushing profits. It amazes me how that is not even a concern for a lot of those management groups. They care about the customer not coming back because the technician screwed up. They could care less about the actual quality of the repair as long as the customer doesn't get pissed. That's literally all they care about is profit. And it's sad. I mean, it's really sad that's a overriding push by those management groups. Profit over everything else. Everything else. So yes, I 100% agree. Samuel Shonthart, I work in the over-the-road truck sector and see so many buy recaps to save less than $100 just to get half the life out of the tire. Having worked on garbage trucks, recaps were worth it in garbage trucks. Tractor trailers, no. They're really not. If anybody in the audience has seen Gatorbacks, the truck treads lying on the side of the road after they came off a tire, those are recaps. Garbage trucks eat through tires constantly. Like 3 months is good on a set of rear tires. So yeah, no, tractor trailers, spend the extra money, get virgins. It's just that's exactly the point. Saving $1, costing you twice as much. Jason, yeah, it's very frustrating fixing a car with a bad part and then having to do it again. Like my boss was like, you're getting paid again to warranty a part. I don't want to do the job. I want to do it once and have the car fixed. I don't get that whole, well, you're getting paid again. Yes. You're damn sure you're right. I'm getting paid again because you had me put that POS part on in the beginning. So yeah, no, I can't stand that. It's like, I'd rather just fix the car once and be done. Redneck Man, I see no different than when dealers cut warranty times after learning of shortcuts and they wonder why techs leaving, not coming into the business. Yes. Yeah, I agree 100%. That also sucks. Billy, yep, I have. If it's not broken, fix it. What's your thoughts on an owner telling his employees that they care too much? Why doesn't he care enough? Is my response. If his employees care more about the customers than he do, if his employees care more about the customers than he does, that's a problem, because he should care about his customers more than anybody else. Country Casanova, I want to get to Covington, Georgia, because Dukes of Hazzard started filming there first 5 episodes. 400 is where they filmed part of Smokey and the Bandit 2, which you can go visit too, which doesn't exist anymore because 400 is now a highway. But First Escape, I worked with a guy who refuses to replace harnesses. He will spend 10 hours chasing wires instead of replacing a $500 harness. Why? You get a brand new harness and it's going to last as long as the original harness. Win-win for everybody. Matt Fanslow, exclusive shop owner groups are echo chambers, just like the groups purely made up of techs. Yes, they are. He's 100% right. Yeah. Yes, Matt, it's true. It's just that ESOs, and he definitely knows the origin better than I would of the term ESO, evil shop owner, have way more power over employees and the profession. Yes, they do. And that's there's a tech's not going to be able to change the industry as much as a shop owner. Jason, I found European cars really don't like aftermarket aftermarket parts. No, they do not. They definitely do not. Jason Blouse, how about shop owners or managers that push to do a repair that has a recall? Yeah, that sucks. I've unfortunately caught a couple service advisors literally selling a customer repair that was a recall. And it sucks. I hate it. Send them to the dealer, get it done for free. But I've overheard them on the phone, and they're not telling them about the recall. They're just selling them the repair. Yeah, gotta love pulling drums just to pull gators out. Yeah. Country Casanova, we had a PDR guy come up from Florida, stay in a hotel while he fixed hail cars at our shop. Took a few months. Yeah, I've seen it. The owner should care. Yeah. Jason, yeah. Matt says it's wildly unethical. Yes, I unfortunately have seen it, and it sucks. John Snyder made a Smokey and the Bandit tribute movie. Jason, it's not so much the industry going south. It's always had problems. Every industry has problems. It's just that we see the problems of this industry, and we see it from the inside. If you were in a different industry, you would see the bad parts of that industry. I mean, we can go more society going down, but the thing is we're in the industry, so we see all the crap we don't want to have happen in our industry. Rich Thumb, I was on a road trip and had to put a dormant regulator in my rear door on my truck in the O'Reilly parking lot. I'm afraid to roll it down. LOL. Yeah, you should be. I had one dormant regulator that was wired backwards. Almost took my freaking finger off because it was a scissor style. And I plugged in the switch to verify it was fixed. And it went, funk. Oh, I was going up. But yeah. Ostar's car, is this something new? YouTube interrupts the live stream with skippable video ads. Happened twice now in the past hour. It's called ads, Bubba. It's called I gotta make money. I'm poor. No, I'm not. I'm fine. But yeah, it's you can put ads in live streams. Kevin, what do you think of local franchise shops versus the bigger name national ones? Also, the franchises versus your regular independent shop. Um, a lot of the franchise shops, it's a blanket statement, but they're not the best place to work for generally. Christian Brothers, they have a lot of good stuff from the corporate side of it, but they're franchises, so it depends on the local branch. Whereas a nationally owned chain, they're all going to be the same because they're all run by the same company, So if it was my choice, I would work for a independent shop that was not associated with any of those groups. Phil H, growing the beard or slacking. My wife is out of town. Her father's in the hospital, so when my wife's out of town and I don't shave. He's getting better, but she's not back yet. Yeah, no, Country Casanova, the parts situation has not really gotten better. Jason, yes, season techs need to help the industry stay alive. Yeah, it's harder now, but we have to help the next generation. Exactly. First escape. When the next generation quits talking, 30-minute smoke breaks and puts the phone down, I will. Everybody needs a pay raise, right? Come on. Copy. I put Matt Fanslow's podcast in the chat. I've known Matt for many, many years. We go back to the old days of IATN. He interviewed me on his podcast. It's diagnosing the aftermarket. Glenn, there you go. That's his YouTube channel. It's a podcast. Redneck man, the shop owners need to do it. The shop owners really need to help the industry's image. We can't do it. They have to do it. So, all right, guys. I think it's about time we call it. Master Tech Talk. Yeah, I agree. I don't think techs coming into this industry should be on flat rate. They should be on hourly. If speed does not come quickly for 90% of the techs out there. We need to do our best so that they can grow in this industry. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and call it. Hope you guys had a good night. Enjoyed the stream. I will see you next week. And same time, same place. Good talking to you, Glenn. Been a blast. We will talk at you later. Thanks for stopping by. I am the Flat Rate Master. Have a good one.